Hey, Timmy, it's spooky season, but Kind Goods' new location on the hill is treating folks all month long, leading up to an all treats, no tricks Halloween. Kind Goods is opening its doors to everyone in the neighborhood on October 31st, so come check out a modern, welcoming dispensary filled with top quality cannabis, unbeatable deals, and a team that'll make you feel right at home. And while you're there, check out some of the newest treats from Good Taste, or maybe check out some flour that'll keep vampires at bay with something from Daybreak, eh? Make Kind Goods on the Hill your go-to dispensary this month, right here in St. Louis, Timmy Two-Step.
Welcome to Greenway Audio Magazine. I am Tim, and I am with Brandon. Hey, Brandon.
Hi, Tim.
We have two amazing guests today that we've been looking forward to. A double guest today. We got Lindsay Hof, marketing director for High Fidelity. Do we say High Fidelity or can we say Kind Goods, or we should say High Fidelity? They're the umbrella, right?
Yeah. You can say yeah, but a lot of people will know us as Kind Goods. But yes,
Kind
High
Good, yes.
Fidelity is our umbrella company.
Yeah,
The
we don't
umbrella
want to go
under
all the way
which all
back.
good things grow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, definitely. And then Courtney Chapman-Anderson, you just got married. I could tell.
I did.
First of all, congrats. Second of all,
Thank
you
you.
are the marketing strategist for High Fidelity.
Yes.
So, ladies, welcome. We appreciate you,
Thank
you being
you.
here.
Thanks for having
What-
us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously, everyone knows Kind Goods, Good Taste Edibles, Daybreak, Pinpoint, in case they don't. But Kind Goods right now has 5 dispensaries. Their Manchester location, which is my fave, and then Fenton, and then the newly opened On the Hill location.
Mhm.
I've seen pictures. It looks pretty freaking badass. I gotta admit, it looks like it
It's
fits
gorgeous.
it like fits the aesthetic of the hill. I'm sure that was on purpose, but it looks awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is one of the most beautiful stores that I've seen come out of High Fidelity. It's one of my favorite, and I think everybody here is in agreement.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show you guys the inside too. You guys will have to come out and see the new flow of our store.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
I'm super excited for that location.
Oh my gosh. When I started seeing the coming soons, I was like, okay, how are they going to pull this off? And then I saw the picture and I go, oh, damn, that is perfect. That just fits right in there, right next to a bocce ball, place.
Oh, yeah.
It just looks perfect.
Seems like the perfect neighborhood for it too.
Yeah.
The neighborhood's
definitely.
been great. The neighbors are incredibly welcoming. We've had
Good.
nothing but great experiences with them. So it's been
Good. And then we got Soulard and we got St. Peter's. As of right now.
As of right now.
Everybody seems to be expanding. I would imagine you would be one of those. We could talk about that now, or we can get into it later. What would you like to do?
Yeah, we can talk about it now.
Let's do it.
So we're really excited about the retail expansion that we have going on. We've got our Maryland Heights store. We have a store coming up in Maryland Heights next. The construction's going on with that. And then we'll have one in the Afton neighborhood for that South County, South City area. So we're really, we try to be strategic where we place our stores to make sure that our customers, no matter what way and area you're going in St. Louis, you're able to drive by one of our stores and stop and say hello.
So two
Mhm.
coming
2 more.
soon. Woo.
Mhm.
Are we talking this year? Are we talking early 2026?
Both,
All right.
hopefully.
Moving fast. I love it.
But here's the, it's construction, you don't want
I
to rush
know.
that stuff. You really want to
No.
make sure that everything's up to speed. So, but again, we're on construction time right now, and that's okay. So
Yeah.
Wait, has your company ever had problems or delays with construction before?
no,
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
no,
That
It's
totally
more like
never happened.
yeah. No, never. No. It's more like permits, pulling permits, things like that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
that's it with any business. So
That's at least easier than the first time around back during like 2020 and the pandemic. That was That was a little more difficult back then. May
It
have
really
had some
was.
discussions with may have had some discussions with some folks about trying to get permits back in St. Louis City and St. Louis County back during those days.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a
Yeah.
lot. Hopefully it's easier.
Yeah.
How long did it take, just out of curiosity, how long did it take for the Hill location? Like coming up with the idea to finding a location? Is that like a year-long process? Is that like a 6-month? Like I have no idea.
So I would say for us, we are very blessed. Our CEO Kyle, Kyle Lenson, for those of you that don't know him, he's amazing. But
Yes, he is.
before he was in cannabis, he was in commercial real estate. So
There you
Kyle
go.
has a very good eye on finding good properties, and making sure that he's looking at all the different various aspects that would go into a location. So we're blessed with that. And I hope he knows that we think that of him. He's amazing. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that's how we kind of figure that out. But he's always got his eye on growth. Which is really exciting to be a part of a team like that, where we're constantly looking for ways that we can expand, but do it in the way that is the kind goods way, and it's not a rushed effort. So
Right.
that's where, when it comes to the design of the store, taking into consideration what we have at our other locations, like, does this flow work? Does this floor plan work? We really take the feedback from our customers and our employees, making sure that, as we expand, that those either flaws or celebrations in the way that the store operates are carried over into the next location.
Got it. That's really
One
interesting
thing
because,
also,
yeah.
oh, sorry.
No, go
I
ahead.
was going to say one thing also that I think we do that's kind of unique to us is before we go into a new neighborhood, we like to canvass the neighborhood to see how well we're going to be received by our neighbors. So before we even really start construction, we make sure we do that first, which I think sets us apart a little bit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you guys kind of have like an all-star crew of people from different industries. I mean, I know Sam Tillman, we've talked to him before. He comes from cannabis. But yeah, I didn't know Kyle came from real estate. And then of course you have the handsome Drew Lammert, who I am like fanboy number one of Drew's fan club. I think he's outstanding and extremely smart. And I've been looking up to him for a long time. I love Drew. So
He's great. I'll fight you for that number one fan spot.
hey, no, it's me. So
But
Lindsay,
you're right.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. So let's start with you, and then we'll get to Courtney. What has this is my favorite question. Brandon's always like, it is. How did you get to the cannabis industry? Where did you come from? What was your background before cannabis?
Dude, sorry. I
You
should
hate
have had
this
my
question.
microphone muted. No, I actually know a lot of Lindsay's story, and she's
Oh,
one of the
okay.
most interesting people in the cannabis space as far as
Let's get
like,
into it.
if you look at her CV
Yeah,
on where she is and how she got here and what else she does. So
I know a
yeah,
little.
sorry. I thought I had my microphone
It's a tease.
muted, and I apologize.
So great question. So I'm getting ready to celebrate my 3rd year with High Fidelity here in a couple weeks.
Okay.
And I started off as, thank you. I know I have to renew my agent ID. I got to that point
Wow.
where, I made the 3-year mark.
Yeah, that's huge.
But it is. And I'm sure you guys know the turnover in this industry is, frequent. And so if you can stick it out for that full 3 years of your license, I would
You're a
say
veteran.
you're in it to win it. Yep. So but I actually knew Kyle prior to coming to work at Kind Goods. So for about 20 years, I was a hairstylist. I was a national trainer. I traveled all over the United States teaching people about color theory and the chemistry behind the hair and the coloring processes. And then I became a medical patient in Missouri when that program opened up. and I saw that Kyle had opened up Kind Goods in Fenton, and I lived in Sunset Hills, which is adjacent to Fenton. And so I was like, of course, I'm going to go visit um, Kyle's store. And I just fell in love with the place. I loved how beautiful it was. The atmosphere was always friendly. The bud tenders, the staff were great. And it just felt natural to me to be there. And one day I was joking with the manager, Rachel, and I was like, when are you going to hire me? And she's like, you'd want to come work here? And I was like, absolutely. So I actually started off as a part-time bud tender at our Fenton store, and have worked my way through kind of different various positions in the marketing office. And now I'm our director of marketing, which has been a really fun journey to be in this industry prior to recreational, seeing where we were, 2.5 years ago and where we are now is just a total 180. And it's just been a joy to be a part of this chaotic roller coaster that is the Missouri cannabis industry. It's so fun.
That's
So
awesome. What a journey.
I gotta throw two things out there because she did undersell slightly.
Yeah. I know.
So small business owner, in addition to all that, small business owner, and in the same year that she started working with Kind Goods, something else happened.
Yeah.
Yes,
What is that?
I decided that I wanted to throw my hat in for being the alderman to sit on the board of aldermen in the city that I live in. And it was funny, even like on election day, I was at Kind Goods celebrating that night with the staff because they were all excited for me too. But yeah, I serve on the board of aldermen for the city of Sunset Hills. I'm actually, this will be my last month. I am resigning from my position. My kids and I are moving to Kirkwood. And so I can't sit on that board anymore. So it's unfortunate. But the time that I've spent there and here at High Fidelity, because it's kind of been coinciding, has been such an amazing journey for me. And not only that, but also being able to see on the municipal side of things, the legislative side, of approving things like dispensary CUPs and understanding traffic studies and understanding, what the variances mean, just understanding the whole kit and caboodle when it comes to it. So that's really great. And I was the chairman of the Economic Development Committee there and the Police Advisory Board.
Jeez. That's all?
Told you.
Mhm.
I mean, holy
Mhm.
cow. Why do you
Yeah.
have time for
And I don't. I really don't. But I make time because all of
Yeah.
the things that I carried in my life were really important to me.
Yeah.
And they all were ways that I was able to give back to my community, whether it be the cannabis community, my clients that I sat and, that I've had for, over a decade. I had this time of year is the worst for me because I always have my kids that I started cutting their hair when they were like 5 and 6, and they're going to college now. So it's that period, and now I'm watching their stories on, Instagram, and they're at football games, and I'm just like, but I cut your hair when you were 5, So I love being a conduit of change and helping people. So that's kind of my story.
Wow. That is
Mhm.
amazing. Holy cow.
Now buckle up
Yeah.
and get ready because Courtney's is
Yeah.
equally exciting
Yes.
Yes.
Let's get into Courtney.
equally
Now,
impressive.
Courtney, you're marketing strategist. That covers a lot, I can imagine.
It does. I do.
Okay.
Like Brandon said, I'm kind of the Swiss Army
Yeah.
knife of the marketing department here at High Fidelity. I kind of do it all, help out where I can. I'm happy to.
The Swiss
That's great.
Courtney knife.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
are
love
you
that.
yeah, so did you come like from cannabis? Did you have a little cannabis knowledge? Did you come from some different industry? Where
No,
did you come
not
from?
at all. I went to school for marketing, so I've literally held marketing positions since I graduated from college. I went to school in Los Angeles, and worked there for a little bit for an actual agency called Creative Artists Agency, but then I moved home and still wanted to get into marketing. So I worked for different brands doing like branding, advertising, paid advertising. And then I went into an actual agency, but then I ended up at the St. Louis Blues and I did retail marketing for them, which was incredible. I was there for like 4 seasons. It was the best time. I won a Stanley Cup with them. It was a ride. Yeah, I was
So,
actually also
Lucky Charm. Lucky Charm.
yeah,
If we don't win another one if they don't win another one, I don't want to misrepresent. If they don't win another one for a while, it's Courtney's fault. So there you go, guys.
I guess.
It is.
It's COVID's fault, honestly. Yeah, that was incredible. I mean, I had the best time there, but COVID happened and things happened. So, I parted ways with the Blues. I have nothing but good things to say. It was the best time. I was on the team. I was actually like on the marketing team that decided to run with Gloria and like sell it and make it a thing and like make it a video with the front office. We were like, this is a cool story. Let's market this.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it was amazing. And then after that I worked for another agency that specialized in higher education and marketing for colleges and universities. And while that industry, no fault of their own, is kind of going down, I wanted to do some marketing for an industry that was just growing. And then I found cannabis, and I had family members that have used cannabis for medical reasons in the past. And I just knew how like much it can help people. And I saw that High Fidelity was hiring a marketing coordinator at the time. And I reached out and I was like, I want to work here. And thankfully for me, I had someone like Lindsay to kind of make me like, she's been my mentor through the whole process. I came in not knowing anything about cannabis, and within the first week she was teaching me everything, and she has been there like every step along the way with me. She's incredible.
Where you go, Lindsay?
It's such a
Back at
it's
ya.
such a cool and dynamic like approach that you guys have between the two of you, because you both have different and unique skills and expertise. But one of my favorite parts is seeing how you guys like play off of each other and interact with each other, and it kind of seems like sometimes there's like a lightning strike and then the other person like grabs the sand and starts piling it on so you can make it into glass. Like
It's 100%. That's a great analogy for Courtney and I's working relationship. She is my right hand, but I have to say I have a great team. That's one of the things I've focused on a lot this year when I became the director, was making sure that my team understood their contributions to the efforts of the whole organization, making sure that they felt valued, that they were heard, and that if they were having difficulties, that I'm addressing them and making sure that, I can be the best leader for them, because they're incredible. They deserve a good leader.
Something that you brought up that is just so important in this industry and in life is mentorship. Whether it's like an official mentor or just thinking of somebody as a mentor, but having mentors in the industry you're in is so important. And I don't know if people understand the value that has, or if people are even asking people to be mentors, but having that opportunity, especially at the same company, is just invaluable. I know I've had Tammy Puyer, Mitch Myers. They have just been like huge influences and mentors to myself in this industry, and I wouldn't be here
Damn,
if
name
it
drop.
wasn't. Yeah, right. Yeah, just straight to the top. Yeah, just having that type of influence, running ideas by, does this make sense? That kind of stuff. It's so valuable in work and just in life, having just mentors, if it's an aunt or an uncle or somebody you used to work with. Just having that outlet is just so valuable. So just to hear the two of you talk about that, I mean, it's priceless to have, especially in an environment like this.
My biggest mentor is you, so you can
Me?
try and flex. Yeah, you can try and flex Mitch Myers and Tammy, but I got
Well, I was
you.
gonna say you, but I thought you'd go, oh, whatever. But yeah, I just
Can't-
mentorship.
I can't. Hang on, I can't be your mentor when you're my
you can.
mentor.
No,
No,
you can't.
that doesn't work that way.
Look at us, mommy and daddy are fighting. But yeah, it's just so. I just love the whole mentorship idea, and it was so cool to hear the two of you talk about it. So anyway, that was my point.
I could talk about that stuff all day long. I love learning from other people, and I love like helping people. If you can't tell, that's something that really gets me going, being able to help people be the best versions of themselves and look at things from other perspectives to make sure that, you have a good understanding of where you want to take your next step.
Fall is calling, and so are apple spice chews from Curio Wellness. These fan favorite chews are back for a limited time, blending that crisp, juicy apple flavor with just the right kick of warm spice. They're basically autumn in an edible. Whether you're apple picking, peeping at some leaves, or just posted up on the couch in your hoodie with a football game on, that's what I'm talking about. Apple Spice Chews bring the flavor and the fun to every fall moment. And this year, Curio's got something new. Get ready, baby. The 1,000 milligram pack. That's 25 chews at 40 milligrams each. So plenty to keep the fall vibes going. Curio Wellness's 1,000 milligram Apple Spice Chew Pack, now for a limited time.
That's one of the things I kind of love about High Fidelity and all of the High Fidelity brands, especially Kind Goods, is that in the same way that you've said that one of your big focuses and the thing that you're most passionate about is community and giving back, it seems like that's such a big part of the culture that Kyle and Drew and Sam and on down the line, everybody that has worked there at different times has always kind of resonated with that and has always talked about the importance of it. But it seems like since you've taken your position and since you've been with the company, you guys have really kind of reinvested in community efforts and in being integrated into the community. And one of the ways that that's manifesting overlaps with Courtney's experience and stuff. And so can we talk a little bit about you guys' partnership with Dogs for Our Brave and some of the things that you guys are doing there?
Absolutely. So Dogs for Our Brave. So actually, let me take a couple steps back. So earlier this year, we gave ourselves a challenge on having a certain amount of SKUs that we were going to put out new products this year.
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what Lindsay said, we wanted to make sure we found an organization that tied really closely with our core values at High Fidelity. This year, it's been a really strong emphasis to lean into our core values and make sure that every one of our employees lives those core values. We just put out a recognition program for them. But within that, we found this company, Dogs for Our Brave, which is an amazing organization. It's a non-for-profit that they save 2 lives at once. They take a dog from a shelter and then train it to be a service dog for a veteran with mobility needs. And while they're training and everything, there's no cost to the veteran at all for the life of the dog. And we just found that, veterans are a huge part of the cannabis industry. I believe since 2020, around $50 million in revenue has been directly transferred to the Missouri Veterans Commission. And we just thought that's incredible. That's amazing. Let's just keep that momentum going because veterans are strong, like they're such a big part of who we serve on a daily basis. They come seeking cannabis for whatever they might need. And so we are partnering with Dogs for Our Brave with one of these new SKUs that we're going to that is coming out, and part of the proceeds from that SKU is going to go directly to Dogs for Our Brave with helping them train the dog for the life of the dog. And we're really proud of it. We're really excited about the partnership, and we can't wait for it to like actually come to fruition.
Amazing.
And what's really
So
cool
what is-
about what's really cool, I'm going to add just a little bit to that, is so last year, High Fidelity, we moved our corporate office from Crestwood to downtown St. Louis. We had about 3,000 square feet, and then we moved into, I think it was like 12,000 square feet. Like it was this massive expansion, right? And so when we had reached out to Dogs for Our Brave, they were talking to us about how they were outgrowing their space, and they did not have space, but they needed it to expand and serve more veterans because the need was so high. And so we have, over the past couple months, we've toured both their old facility where they're established right now and where they're intending to go. And it's very similar to our journey of like this 2,000 square foot office training space, dog housing area to, I want to say it's like 17,000 square feet. It's this massive. And so typically they're putting out 4 service dogs a year. And with this new facility, they will be putting out at least 14 a year. So they're able to also expand the needs for the community. And so being able to directly impact and help that portion has just been really incredible. Like just knowing that they're growing and servicing more, similar to how we were in the medical market and now we're in this rec market and we're serving everybody. The parallel was not lost on me. And gosh, I just got goosebumps talking about it. But to support this organization and to see everybody that we've met there so far is just so passionate about making sure that it's not just providing this service dog, it is providing the bridge for the veteran to make sure that they have, they call what is the mind, body, spirit check-in. And so it allows for those that are connected to the veterans that are part of the communication, because they're always in group chats, they're always talking. And so they're actually able to bridge that gap with those veterans who maybe are struggling and going through a rough time. And they'll be like, let's do that mind, body, spirit check-in. And they'll do that for both the veteran and the dog. And so it's just such a unique program to be able to be a part of and help grow, because you can see the direct impact that this organization is making.
They've taught the dogs to text back for mind, body, and spirit check-ins.
Well, so it's more or less like the vet, like when the dogs go to the vet, like if the dog's overweight, if the dog is anxious, then they're also able to say, okay, the dog's not getting the walks that it needs or the extra playtime that it needs. And that may mean that my veteran is in a dark spot because they're
See, I
not
was
going
trying
out
to
and
be
walking
funny, and the real
Yeah.
answer was actually awesome.
You know, you can be funny and awesome at the same time.
I can't,
He
but
is
apparently
that.
you can.
Definitely. You know, that is so interesting. There's just something there's something about a dog that when you
Mhm.
are having a tough time, boy, do they feel it. You know, when
Mhm.
you need them to come over and you pet them on the head, it's very hard to stay in your bad mood.
Mhm.
There's just some loving energy that dogs have, that the connection between humans and dogs, it's like no other animal that I've ever seen
Mhm.
I've had that with. And
Unless you
I'm
have a
just looking at mine right
Rottweiler
now. It's
Husky
just,
puppy.
I feel it. It's
Do you
beautiful.
have a
And,
dog, Tim?
I got 2 sitting right here.
Both
Yeah,
the
so
Tims
just
are rescues.
oh
With,
yeah, always.
I
That's the way
think
to go, baby.
from I think both of them are from a rescue that you guys used to work with.
Even chance Pitbull Rescue.
Oh, no way!
Yeah, I have
Oh,
3 dogs from
that's
them. I've
incredible.
volunteered for them for 11 years now. They're amazing. Just dogs are just
Jesse's
unbelievable.
incredible.
Jesse's the
And
best.
so we had worked with them last year.
Yeah, I remember.
And
Yeah,
and it was breaking the stigma, like, for that to be their motto. That was something we were kind of really trying to do with this new rec market of breaking the stigma of cannabis. It just
right.
made sense to tag them together.
Oh
So
yeah, outstanding. Yeah, yeah. That is such a great deal. Okay, so Dogs for Our Brave is what it's called.
mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
yeah, I'll have to
yeah,
put the website up here. What a great idea. Yeah,
yeah.
just you talking
You
about
guys,
it got me a little
you guys talk
choked up.
puppies, and you got
Jeez.
Tim all choked up,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Well, I'll do a little plug for them. They have an annual event at Twisted Tree in Sunset Hills. It's in the space next to it. It's called their Sip and Savor, and it is their big fundraising event. But this is where the veterans that have some of the dogs from Dogs for Our Brave, they're able to come in and meet. So you're able to meet the veterans and their dogs, and you can see how that how that relationship goes. And then there's a dinner and, a whiskey auction and, a silent auction. And it's just a really great time. And that is November 9th. And if you go to dogsforourbrave.org, you should be able to find the link to purchase tickets to that event. Kind Goods will be a sponsor of that event. You will see us there. But I'm really looking forward to meeting these veterans. And of course, we're going to hook them up the high fidelity way, and welcome them, so that, they're feeling good while they're here too. But yeah, so it's an exciting partnership, and we can't wait to tell you guys more about it.
So we were talking about the new product SKU. Can you give us any information about that? Is it a pack of dog walkers by any chance?
It's funny you say that. That was something we had considered was dog walkers with it, but no, it is not. And no, I'm not going to tell you about the product.
Damn.
Top
Okay.
secret information.
Fair enough. She really put me in my place right there, didn't she, guys?
No, Brandon, I will not tell you.
I heard being direct is what you should be,
That's
right.
Fantastic.
Clear,
concise communication. That's the key to Tim and I's relationship and why it lasts.
It is.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
When it was very interesting when really when medical and rec passed here, and it was still a little taboo, and people were like, God, what's a dispensary like? Oh my God, what is it like in there? And people tie-dyed shirts and selling bongs. And I'm like, no, there's usually a veteran in there, an older couple, maybe somebody in a wheelchair or a cane. Like, that's the clientele. And I always say veteran because it is almost every time I go in, there is somebody that I can tell that has a hat or has served somewhere or somehow. And it is amazing to see that, and also know that they are finding relief in cannabis.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
it's pretty incredible. And I love that the veterans feel safe to come and be themselves at our stores. Like it's I think sometimes I took for granted some of the times I spent behind the bud bar in building and cultivating those relationships with some of my customers. I mean, and just hearing their stories day after day, but especially from those veterans. It's it's a life that I thankfully didn't have to relate to, but I have mad respect for. They've had to go through things that I don't think I could have gone through. So mad respect for all of our veterans out there.
Not to stay on the subject of just continually complimenting Lindsay or anything, but I think that's one of the things that really does help propel Kind Goods and the way that you and Courtney work together, but also the fact that it seems like some of the best people in any position in cannabis are the ones that started out at either trimming plants or at the bottom of cultivation or the bottom of a MIP or in retail, because they learn all the different pieces along the way. And so whenever you're talking about, hey, how do we relate to, our cannabis consumers? What should we be doing to, appease or to appeal to consumers and, medical patients and things like that? Who better to ask than somebody that's worked hand in hand day after day over a long period of time with the exact clientele? It's
Mhm.
how do we make our grow more efficient? Well, it's one thing to be the cultivation director. It's another thing to be the person that actually has to deal with the plants hands on every day. And it seems like you guys, as a company and specifically in the marketing department, you guys have just kind of created this culture of we want the answers to come from an organic place and to come from our experience and the way that the company and ourselves interact with the community and the people around us, because it seems like you do as much to benefit people that give zero shits about cannabis as you do to benefit all the people that are super into cannabis.
Mhm. You're spot on with that. We want to make it accessible to everybody. We want everyone to feel comfortable in our doors. We don't, it's just I don't know, Court, how do you feel about it?
Sorry, I was muted. I was like, where's the unmute button? No, I I love it. And I think we're lucky, at least in our department for marketing. There's five of us. Two of the five people that work in marketing were bud tenders at one point, so they come with a really different perspective. And we're lucky we have like expertise in every single area that we have in the marketing department, from like the graphic designer who does graphic design, our digital marketing manager who like is great at digital marketing. But then we have these two people with wealths of knowledge that are like Lindsay and our other marketing or project manager. I
Hmm.
think she got promoted. Her name's
She
Damarie. She
did.
was also a bud tender at one time. So they come with a completely different perspective on how we should approach marketing, which I think is pretty special.
I want
I
to
love it.
I want to ask real quick, because I think it's an interesting thing. What is a project or an idea that you had that didn't work out or hasn't come to fruition yet, that was like the thing that you were like, oh, this is going to be like such a cool thing, and for whatever reason it didn't come? And then on the opposite, what's something that you thought was going to be a complete bust that just took off like gangbusters? Oh, that
Go,
was
Lindsay.
directed at you, Courtney.
Oh. um, that's like a loaded question. It's a great question. Well, there's been a few products I think that wouldn't take off that did. Which I'm like, okay, I'm all here for. So when we're coming out with a new product, we do some sampling and follow-up surveys with the customers and the bud tenders to see how they're going to react to a product. And I love it, but the bud tenders are always way more critical. So when I go through these surveys, I'm like, they're not going to sell this. This is going to stink. But one product that we recently came out with ended up being great. We sell it all the time, and the customers had no problem with it. And I didn't think it was going to do very well. I was like, we're going to make one round of it and then we're going to get rid of it. But we're still making it now.
Mhm.
And then one thing that I thought would be amazing that didn't come to fruition. I have one. When I first started, I was really focused on our verticals, which are Daybreak, Good Taste, and Pinpoint. And I wanted to do like a strain catalog, which is we have a bunch of different genetics, and we're lucky because our greenhouse is amazing. The people at cultivation are amazing, and they I don't know the science behind it. I'm not even gonna act like I do, but I wanted to do a strain catalog, which was almost impossible. And I felt like I was coming in every single day fighting with people. Like, I need these pictures. I need to be able to like give out the information that goes along with this strain. We need these. I wanted to make like a deck of cards with all the strains that we had with the information, and I none of that ever happened, and it was literally impossible to do. And I thought it would have been amazing, but it just didn't happen.
Keep fighting that good fight, because that's a great idea. Seriously.
It is.
Everybody needs a
And-
strain
and
library.
we do, and it's not that we don't have it, but
We do.
I think Courtney's frustration was the guys at the grow. Like, we kept having fun with our genetics. And so
Yeah.
it just kept growing. It just kept growing. And Courtney's like, I'm never going to be able to catch up to all of these. And then once she would get the information on one, we were like, oh, we're killing that one. Or we're not bringing that one back. And she would she would go round and round and round. And I was like, Court, just take a deep breath. Like, they're doing what they need to do. They're finding out what grows best in the greenhouse. Like, it's fine, but I did appreciate all your efforts on that.
Yeah, it's a great idea. And Courtney, I know for a fact one of your big successful campaigns, because I recall reading your Women to Watch on the Greenway website, is the Blackberry Yuzu Megadose Gummy campaign. Let's get into that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Lindsay, correct me if I'm wrong, that was the first time we like actually launched a product with an advertising plan behind it. So we really wanted to push out this product. I think it was ready before marketing was ready. And it was maybe the first time that we held a product back so that we could get some momentum behind it. So we created all the graphics for it, all the branding. We made a ton of creative assets for it, pushed it out. We really worked hard on some SEO behind the product. And once it launched, I believe, like, if you just typed in Blackberry Yuzu, we were Good Taste and Kind Goods was the first search hit that came up. And that was just because we really put the effort behind all of the advertising, and we had some paid advertising behind it, and some print advertising. And I think it really paid off. I believe it's one of the highest selling gummies in the state of Missouri right now. And I like to think that we helped that out a little bit behind just having all of the advertising and marketing efforts behind the SKU.
Yeah.
Also, as somebody that loves like band t-shirts and stuff like that, you guys produced one of my all-time. My 16-year-old has a massive collection of cannabis t-shirts because Daddy battles depression and gets real fat sometimes. So as soon as I outgrow them, he gets them handed down. So he has all my old larges and some of my extra larges and stuff because we're extra thick boy right now. But you guys
You're
produced
just getting ready for winter. It's okay.
That's right.
Hibernation season.
Hey,
I do it too.
bears get free drinks in the cave. It's cool. You guys produced one of my all-time favorite t-shirts in coordination with that Blackberry Yuzu campaign. It's the giant, like, Godzilla-esque, because definitely not a Godzilla monster, just
It's
a
the Yuzu
giant
monster.
kaiju. a giant Yuzu kaiju. It's one of my favorite t-shirts. I wish I had it down here right now because I would show it off. But that imagery was, I've been asked so many times, so many places where I got that t-shirt. And now Parker gets stopped whenever we go to shows and stuff. And they're like, what band is that? Is that Gojira? And it's like, no, it's Blackberry Yuzu, my friend.
We
I
love
love that.
Yeah. You know who else is benefiting from your campaigns is the Yuzu community. I didn't know what Yuzu was until the gummies got in on the game, and now Yuzu's delicious. whatever the hell
And
it
it's
is. It's a
everywhere.
fruit,
I'm
right?
seeing it pop up everywhere. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a citrus fruit from Asia. Lemon-esque kind of, but yeah, it's everywhere now. I
Delicious.
see it in like a sparkling water was a yuzu flavor. I think I saw a seltzer that was a yuzu flavor, and I was like, wow, we started a trend. I
Yeah.
mean, we
I
didn't, but we can
guarantee
say we did.
guarantee cannabis got yuzu on the map. I'm telling you.
hmm
Anytime I see
I will
yuzu,
say,
I'm like,
next ad campaign for Yuzu, you do Yuzu.
Okay.
or
I'll make
not.
note
It's
of
not
it.
bad.
That
Not bad.
that one's free. That one's free. Y'all
Good.
can have that.
Thank you. And I think I can make that one compliant with our advertising regulations. So
I think so. Yeah. So let's get into I saw this recently. Partnership with the Blues. You're like the first official cannabis company that has partnered with the St. Louis Blues. Please tell
yes.
us.
So so other cannabis companies have done advertising in the concourse areas of NHL arenas. But we are the first cannabis dispensary to have permanent static signage inside an NHL arena. As well as we are on the ribbon boards, the scoreboards. So you'll see Kind Goods at any of your enterprise visits. You will see us there.
Of it. Kyle didn't have anything to do with that, did he? I mean, I apparently, from what I don't know Kyle personally, but I know that he likes the Blues a lot.
He does. He's a hockey guy, so he played hockey in high school, and it's one of his things. It's funny. He was the hardest one to convince for this partnership.
No way.
Yeah. But he put his trust in us, and we did our little negotiations, and we worked our magic, and we were able to convince both Kyle and Drew that it was a good deal. And they'll be going, well, tonight we're recording this on October 9th, and it's the home opener tonight. So they get to go tonight and hang out with the team there. So
Must
That's
must be
amazing.
tough to be Kyle and Drew. That's
it
so
is tough.
handsome and
They
successful.
have a big to-do list. They're working very hard. So if I can plan a fun night out for them at a Blues home opener, I will.
Yes.
I just watched Drew's Instagram story the other day and saw him on the field of the Jacksonville Jaguars for a Chiefs game and stuff. then I saw him in I think it was in DC with Mullins.
Yep.
And now he's got to come back home and go to the home opener for the Blues. So
Cover GQ.
the travel is probably breakneck for real, but man, that sounds like a rough 72-hour period to go from the turf of the Jacksonville Stadium to Washington D.C. to the Blues home opener, man.
Hey,
What
they work
was
hard.
what
They
was
deserve
Ric
it.
Flair's thing? Jet setting, limousine riding, whatever Ric Flair said back then.
When we started doing this silly little podcast, one of the first things that I brought up was I'm a big indoor soccer fan, and they play out in St. Charles in the Family Arena.
Just
And
to
they play in
clarify,
the-
he's not a fan of ambushing citizens like on the
No,
street. and beating
They're
them.
part of the MASL, Major Arena Soccer League. And last season, like Clover, Nature Med were sponsors. And I'm a season ticket holder. And so I went and I saw them on the boards. And then they were on the patch of the unit, like on the side of the uniform. And like I got emotional because it was the first time I had seen, did we break through? Like, did the cannabis industry break through into like sports? I can't even believe it. And then I started getting guarded. Like, is this going to be bad? Are people going to freak out? Because they had pop-ups at the events that are attended by kids. Is this going to be an issue? Nope, wasn't an issue at all. It was awesome to see, and I think they have continued. They're still on the uniform and everything. I didn't think that it would get to the professional level this quick, but to see your ads inside enterprise just has to feel so good. I mean, it just has to.
It does. Honestly, every time I get a picture because they had preseason games going on the past couple of weeks, I've been getting photos of our mezzanine banner, the static imagery that we have that says Kind Goods. Every time I see it, I do a little dance inside, and I'm like, this is so cool. Like, this is
Right.
so freaking cool. And I am excited to be a part of it and like to share it with everybody. Like, look what we're doing, cannabis guys. Like, look at this. It's so cool.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's very neat. And hockey is a big sport that needs pain relief. Is that, I mean, even hippos, some of their owners are what, Brett Hull and Kelly Chase and oh my gosh, I can't
who's the third one?
Come on, brain. Come on.
My brain's not working today either.
Is it Kachuk? I don't know.
No.
Twist?
No. I can pause this part.
Cam Jansen?
No.
I'm trying to think of all the St. Louis players, the people that are still here.
I'll have to edit it in. So I'll move my mouth like this. And then I'll put in whatever.
Barrett Jackson.
Barrett Jackman.
Jackman.
Yeah, that's
what they used to do.
Barrett Jackman. Yeah, there you go.
House sport.
Courtney, are you from St. Louis?
Yes, I am.
Wow. Okay. Let's get into it. Where'd you go to high school?
Kirkwood High School.
Kirkwood. Heck yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was just there the other day. Beautiful campus.
Did Tim substitute teach your class too?
Ladies,
No,
we had the
I don't
weirdest
think so.
You were a
experience.
substitute teacher?
Okay, let me just tell you this story. We interviewed Marilyn Simpson. She works for Kit Morrison, which is a canvas PR agency in Beverly Hills. She was on our show a few weeks ago, and we started talking, and I just said, like, where high school did you go to? And she mentioned that she went to JFK. And I was like, what year did you graduate? And it happened to be during the 2 years that I was a substitute teacher at that high school. And now we're on a podcast with each other like 24 years later.
Let's go ahead.
That's awesome.
Let's go ahead and throw out that it happened to be on 9/11, and so they both deep dive into the fact that they were in the same place at the same time on 9/11 and stuff too.
And we were recording on 9/11 24 years later to the date.
Wild.
Yeah,
that's
we were in the
crazy.
same
It
building.
was meant to be. Wow.
So weird. Yes. Yeah. So
if Tim also substitute taught your classes, then we're gonna have to start pre-screening people before we put them on the podcast.
I love Kirkwood. Their campus is great. It's nestled right in that little neighborhood.
Awesome.
Yeah. Lindsay, are you
I
from
love it.
St. Louis?
I am. Yes. I just moved to that neighborhood. I live just next to the campus of Kirkwood actually now, which is nice. But I went to St. Francis Borgia Regional High School out in Washington, Missouri.
Yes. Love Borgia.
Yes.
Love that school.
Uh-huh.
It's out there.
Yeah, no, it's great. It is, but it's not, now I'm going to be 40 in a couple months. And now I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. But like up until maybe like 3 years ago, I would have told you absolutely not. Like, no, there will be, I will not go out there.
Washington is just popping off. They have every store you can imagine. I mean, just get off the highway and you start going towards Washington. You're like, where did all of these businesses? I mean, just anything you ever want is right there.
Yeah. And it's so cool. There's so many local business owners, there's so many cute little restaurants and different shops out there. And then you see some of our like local favorites, like Sugar Fryer. You're like, oh my gosh, there's a Sugar Fryer out there. Yeah. Things like that. It's just, so it doesn't seem as far away as it did when I first had that perspective.
Everything's
that I didn't
expanding.
want to be there.
Everything's going.
I got to pull it back before Tim does his question, because he has a habit of asking everybody about their favorite music and things like that. But since we're community focused, since we're talking about St. Louis, since we're talking about interactions, you guys recently launched On the Hill.
We did.
Give
Yes.
give me either a dish or a restaurant that I need to hit next time I'm on the hill, because I won't lie. I stick to like two places every time I go. I go to Mama's and I go to I'm gonna mispronounce it. Giadella's, the delicatessen up there.
Joya's
Joyous.
Deli.
Yeah, let's fix that. I go to Mama's and I go to Joya's. Isn't there one called Giadella's? Am I combining deli and
I
Joya's
think you
into one?
are.
Holy shit.
That's amazing.
This is worse than the time whenever I
Man.
figured out that Andre 3000 was not talking about a punctuation mark whenever he said comma in a
Yeah.
song.
No.
Wow. I'm 39 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and just now realizing that I'm just combining Italian names with the word deli to create an entirely new brand. So I apologize to everybody I've told to go there for the last like 10 years, because you couldn't find it. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Antonino's. I do like Antonino's. I dragged the girls there last week for lunch on Friday because I wanted toasted ravioli, and so I made us all go down there. But Antonino's is great. I also love Jelly
Milo's.
Bees. Milo's Bocce Bar.
Milo's is like the best
Milo's.
low key spot on
Oh.
the hill.
Love it.
Mhm.
That's my fave.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
I also want to go to Charlie Gito's recently did a renovation on some of their space, so I need to go in there and check that out. But I don't know. I'm a carby girl, so like I'll eat pasta every day of the week. Like if I can, that would be my go-to.
I used to eat so many carbs. I'm not supposed to anymore. I'm trying to think of there's this beautiful little like hole in the wall restaurant in the hill that's it's got a little bar that faces out into the street, big glass windows, and then inside it's got a few tables. I don't think there's any booths or anything, but it's counter ordering, and that is one of my favorite places, and I cannot for the life of me remember.
What's that sandwich shop? What's the sandwich shop we went to?
Amaghetti's?
Is it Imaghetti's?
That
They have
sounds
booths and stuff.
That sounds like it might be right.
Oh, well, I guess they have the booth in the back, but it's mostly tables. I don't know. You really can't go wrong. I don't think
Yeah.
I've had a bad meal on the hill, truly. Like I said,
That's fair.
I'm I love Italian food. That's growing up my mom made she's not Italian by blood, but like in her head she is. Her stepdad was Italian, so she got her grandmother's sauce recipe and meatball recipe, and so she did that every year for Christmas. So I grew up eating sauce and meatballs for Christmas, and so that's kind of my comfort food. So I feel very at home in the hill.
Lindsay and myself and Lindsay's mom have that in common. In my brain, I'm a little nonna. Like,
Mhm.
I cook Italian all the
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
My
Mhm.
gosh.
Mhm.
And your office is pretty close to the hill now, right? I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
you can go there for
We're-
lunch.
We can, again, props to Kyle for finding this excellent spot for our offices, but we're just south of Busch Stadium. So we
Yeah.
are right at 44, 55, 64, 70. So like anytime we
Right
need
there.
to go anywhere, we are right there. And we can be anywhere for lunch in about 15 minutes.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
He's right
Mhm.
there.
But we don't
Dude,
even
I'm
have
so-
to leave much like where we're at either, because we're right. Soulard's right south of us, and they have all the good restaurants down there. And then up at BPV, we go to Salt and Smoke and Katie's Pizza. And last week we were at Clark and Bourbon for lunch. So there's no shortage of good food around here. So if you guys need a good meal, come to our office. We'll take you somewhere nice.
There's so many awesome places right around where you guys are at, and if just the space itself of you guys' new offices and stuff. We were talking to Sam about it whenever we were interviewing him, and you can see behind Courtney, like, just the aesthetic of that building is so lovely and like old school St. Louis in my like feeling and stuff. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm gonna stop trying to find the little restaurant that I was thinking of and stuff because I'll never find it. It'll
Still looking
pop
for
up
it.
later. Dude, I'm literally on Google Maps right now, just like going up and down streets on Google Maps, trying to find this little standalone restaurant that was on a side street that we found whenever my daughter's mom was living up on Kings Highway. And we found it one day, and then we just started going there all the time. And I
O'Connell's?
don't for the life of no, it was
Ragazzi's.
maybe Ragazzi's. It was
Sorry,
not.
I'm just gonna
on-
keep shouting at restaurants.
it was not on Kings Highway. Like it was tucked in like a
Yeah.
little side neighborhood, like in like the hill area. Once you got off by the car wash and
It
stuff.
might
and-
be Amaghetti's.
Okay.
I think it's Amaghetti's. I
I'm going with that.
I think it's Amaghetti's. Is it a delicious sandwich? Did you get a delicious sandwich?
Oh
there?
yeah, yeah.
Was
We
it
got
delicious?
we got
Probably was Amaghetti's.
sandwiches. Just
Yeah.
a small little building. It was awesome.
Mhm,
Loved
mhm.
it.
Speaking of the hill, can we do a little plug really fast?
Please.
You guys can plug all day long.
That's right. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lindsay. You tell 'em.
So we are having a grand opening celebration at our on the hill location. It's going to happen on Friday, October 31st.
That's a very
That's
popular
Halloween,
day.
guys.
It is. It is.
I don't know if you guys were aware of this. That's
Yeah.
Halloween.
People might
We
dress
did
up.
that intentionally.
Mm.
That is the intention.
It's marketing.
My team, we have a team costume and we cannot tell you what it is. But we take Halloween seriously around here. I don't know if you guys knew what we dressed up last year for Halloween. We dressed up as
Yes.
as
One
all
of my
the
favorite
execs.
videos of all time.
We all
Have you
picked
seen
an
that?
exec-
Oh, dude, Tim, it's on LinkedIn. I think it's on their Instagram. I'll have to send it to you later. It's one of my
Okay.
favorite videos of all time because they nailed it.
Okay.
It was so good.
But yeah, so grand opening celebration. We're doing a ribbon cutting at 11:30, and then we'll have trick or treat activities from 12 to 5. Obviously, we're gonna have tons of deals with all of your favorite brands. Not only just our stuff, but everybody's stuff. There's going to be something for everybody. We've got 5 different prize packs that we're going to be giving away that day. Things like 2 all-inclusive tickets to a Blues game. Things like a $500 Four Seasons Day Spa pass. Things like a branded Yeti cooler. And I could go on and on. But that is going to be that Friday. Again, ribbon cutting's at 11:30, and then it's I'm gonna say this wrong because for some reason my brain has not wanting to work this week, and I do not know why. But it's all no tricks, just treats. Everyone leaves with a treat. Like everyone's leaving with a treat. Everyone's
it.
gonna be leaving with something. And we've got some cool t-shirts. You know how we love to make cool merch. So I've got a special t-shirt for giveaway for the grand opening as well. So we'd love to
sounds
have you
fun.
guys there. And anybody that's
Yeah.
watching, please come see us on Halloween. You don't have to spend the whole evening with us, but come pick up, your goodies, and we'll make sure that you've got extras.
And
That is a
while you're
great
there, go down a hop, skip, and a jump and check out Joe Fosse Sausage and Sandwich Factory because that's the name of that motherfucking place.
Okay, that's
You're close. You're close.
We were never going to get that.
no. Yes,
No.
people should go visit that business. Definitely go visit Joe's. Yes.
You can go to Amaghetti's. You can go to any of the other places we've talked about, but
Mhm.
just so you know,
Mhm.
all tricks, no treats. No, wait, all treats,
other
no
way.
tricks.
All
I know,
treats,
right?
no tricks.
All treats, no trick.
You will not leave with a treat. Interesting.
All
Okay.
treats, no tricks, and maybe check out Joe Fosse Sausage and Sandwich Factory.
There
Okay.
Name drop it.
might be a 15-foot giant inflatable deli jar of weed outside that day. So you can't miss us. We are right on Hampton Avenue. you are going to see a giant KG
Oh, that's
blow
great.
up a deli jar. And we're going to have lots of cool stuff. So please
I thought you
come
were
join
just
us.
going to stop at deli, and I was like, man, that seems
Inflatable
so
deli.
appropriate for that neighborhood. Inflatable deli.
Jar. Deli jar. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
Lindsay, Courtney. Okay, favorite. We can be homers on this. Favorite product that you guys produce. Good Taste, Daybreak, Pinpoint. I mean, put you on the spot, but I
Okay,
know you guys
I've
put out
got
a
a
lot of
top.
good stuff.
I've got top three, and I'll
Yeah.
take Courtney's vote too. I love our blackberry yuzu gummies. I'm also a huge fan of our Mega Dosed crispy. If you haven't
Yes,
tried the Mega Dose
we're
crispy,
familiar.
it's incredible. But also our resi, so our disposable live resin pen is honestly out of this world. The hardware is incredible. It's a coilless, so you can see all the things and rechargeable. Sam's gonna hate that I don't know more about the hardware right now that I'm saying
No,
this, but
it's okay.
sorry,
Nailed it.
Sam. But check out our resi. I picked up strawberry pie last week, and that was great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sounds delicious. Courtney.
I second the Fruit Fetty Krispies, just, at
Yeah, I don't know if you've
normal
heard Brandon's amazing
non-Lindsay
reads that we've been
dose.
doing on this podcast for a while for the Funfetti
Mhm.
Krispies, and
Mhm.
he nails it.
Mhm.
We love that.
Courtney, what are your faves?
My favorite is I'm a gummy girly. I like our gummies, and I'm a super big lightweight. I still cut my 10s in half.
Sure.
So,
No shame.
I mean, the strawberry indica gummy is probably one of my faves.
Oh.
I love it for sleep. And then other than that, literally any of our gummies I'll eat. It's hard to stop at one. It's hard to only eat half of one because they taste so
Because they're so good. I know. I know, that's tough.
I mean, Harold does an amazing job. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm waiting for so my problem is back in the day, you guys used to give out uninfused samples whenever we would go to like Taste of St. Louis and stuff like that. And so I had all these
Snacking on
little
'em.
gummy samples, and I'd just sit there and I'd be like, "Ooh, so tasty! Ooh, piece of candy! Ooh, piece of candy! Ooh, piece of candy!" And then Lindsay's like, "Here, try this," and she hands me this blackberry yuzu thing, and I'm like, "Ooh, piece of candy!" And then the world went black and encompassed me in a little blanket and just wrapped me up and put me to sleep on Unky Dougie's couch over a chroma.
Mhm.
And I was like 3.5 hours late getting home that night. So
Sorry. Sorry.
so it's no longer ooh piece of candy, ooh piece of candy, ooh piece
Yeah.
of candy. It's ooh bite of candy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a little
Totally.
nibble off the corner over here for the old guy,
Mhm.
Okay, our time is winding down, and I have to get my favorite question off. Lindsay, let's start with you. What are you listening to right now? Music wise, podcast wise?
Tim, this is an excellent question.
Thank
This
you.
is an excellent question.
I think we're listening to all the same thing.
I think we might be. I think
I don't know.
we may have strategically
Sorry.
set this up so that we can discuss what we're listening to.
I have a feeling I know where this is going, but okay. Lindsay, go
So
ahead.
I am currently listening to the great Taylor Swift's album,
that's
The
what I thought.
Life of a Showgirl.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
As we all should be.
I assume Brandon and Courtney as well.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not wearing red lips just because. I
I didn't change my hair color just because.
My gosh.
I looked so hard. I looked so hard for that cardigan and my size, and they just do not. Harper
okay.
got the. Yeah, she
orange
doesn't
one?
listen to this, so I can tell you. Harper got the orange glitter cardigan for Christmas. It just came in the other day. It's
She's
so
gonna be
cute.
so excited.
Okay, so now that we're here, and we've lured him into our trap. What's your favorite track?
That's so hard.
Canceled.
Tim, what's your favorite track?
I am not. I've heard it coming from my daughter's room, so I have heard some stuff.
Go
Don't
get
know.
her, and she'll
Cool.
sit in for the rest of this.
She's been trying to get me to listen to it. I have not. Okay.
You should.
Favorite track.
You should.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I would say
you said
canceled. Canceled is my
Canceled?
favorite, I think.
Canceled. Okay, Courtney.
I like Elizabeth Taylor and
That's a song I've
Opalite.
heard. That's what I've heard. I keep hearing Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. That's a good song. Yeah.
Elizabeth,
Sure.
Elizabeth Taylor is so good. Mine is actually romantic. It feels like Taylor Swift took like a 90s rock song and mixed it with like some pop punk, and it's got a little bit of there's so many songs on that album that either take hooks from or remind you of other like songs that you've had throughout your history. Like there's sections that sound like In My Head. There's sections that sound like Weezer. There's sections that sound like the Jackson 5 and like the funk riff and but yeah, actually romantic is my favorite, and Opalite is a very close number 2. Opalite is just like the best.
So catchy.
Poppy
It is so
dance,
catchy.
like make you just vibe around the kitchen.
Okay.
But then
and
Fate of Ophelia. I like that song.
Yeah.
Too. And the music video, I love it.
I walk out of my office at least once a day doing the Fate of Ophelia dance, and
Didn't this just come
The-
out? How do you guys know all this
Yeah.
so well?
Because we're Taylor.
There's dances
We're
and videos,
Swifties.
and you guys know this. Okay.
I
Yeah.
may have legitimately been texting Lindsay at like midnight. And considering I
think of
normally
these
go to bed
lyrics?
at 9 p.m., it was a struggle. I think whenever I texted you at like 7 or 8 the next morning, we had both listened to it like 3 or 4 times already.
Lindsay came to the office. She's
it's
like,
only
Brandon
40
texts me. Brandon's texting
Like,
me
yeah.
already. Have you listened to it? I'm like, yeah.
Dude, it's such a everybody's gonna think I'm crazy, but it's such a punk rock album because it's 12 tracks and it's 40 minutes, 41, 42, like right on the dot almost. On 12 tracks. So it's less than 4 minutes per track. And some of the tracks are, like 4 or 5 minutes. So you've got a couple that are like a minute 30, 2 minutes, right? Just fast pace, hammer through. And it as somebody that grew up on punk rock, it feels like a punk album to me. Like it doesn't sound like punk. Don't get it confused.
Okay.
It feels like a punk album
Okay.
because it's talking shit. It's being a little tongue in cheek and kind of explicit in a few places. Maybe wood. Maybe we're talking about wood.
Redwood?
Maybe we're talking about a highly
Redwood.
visible redwood. Bringing manhood to new heights.
Oh. That guy.
Travis Kelce got a big dick, Tim.
Oh, geez, dude. Kids
I'm
listen
just
to
saying.
this.
I'm just saying. Travis.
She sings about it quite
She-
eloquently. So
she does.
Oh, wait, for real?
Oh
She
yeah,
sings about
that's
this
what
one?
the song is about. Is Travis
Oh.
Kelce's dick, my friend.
Okay.
And
Jeez.
I will say, what a compliment.
Right?
I guess.
To
There's a
fall
whole song
madly in
about it.
love with someone and then have them sing a song about how just fantastic
Redwood
you
tree
are.
for me.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
right.
this is real?
This is
You're not kidding?
100% factual information, my boy.
Okay. Wow.
It feels like a punk rock album. She's talking shit to Charlie XCX in my favorite song.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly.
I love all of this right now.
Yeah, man. Like it's so good. It feels like every like Blink 182 album, like just
Mhm.
in a completely different genre, you
Interesting.
know?
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Maybe
I'm
not
intrigued.
every Blink 182 album.
Yeah.
It feels like if you took every Blink 182 album and took a song or two from each of them. And so
Mhm.
you've got one from like Cheshire Cat, you've got one from Dude Ranch, you've got one from Enema of the State, you've got one from
Mhm.
the self-titled album, and then you have California and 13. And because of all the different eras and the different sounds, they went from, you know, breakneck like true punk, uh pop punk still, but then you've got like I Miss You and stuff like that, and then you get into like the California album where they have Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio on the album with them and stuff before Tom came back. It feels like that all condensed into one album,
Yeah.
just sung by Taylor Swift, and with some funk and some groove, and it's
Okay.
all over the place, and it feels, as somebody that that probably has significantly unaddressed mental health issues, it feels like I'm seen because it's so all over the place and so spastic, and just like you just poured out your teenage diary. And
Wow.
yeah,
I should listen to this.
you
You
should.
should.
Okay.
You should.
Taylor
Also,
Swift
I
is a
was so
genius.
impressed. You just casually mention every single Blink 182 album.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
We nerd out about
okay.
music and branding. We could go down some serious rabbit holes.
Yeah.
That was light what
Uh,
he just did. Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure.
great.
Well, Tim can do the same thing with like every metal and grunge
Oh yeah,
album.
just screaming yes. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a delightful
Thank
conversation.
you.
We
Thank you.
hit just about everything. We really did. So thank you so much for your time. And we are looking forward to the 31st with the grand opening party. And we need to be going to Dogs for Our Braves website. Do you have
Yes.
it handy by chance? Or just we can just
DogsforOurbrave.org.
.org? Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being so active in the community and putting out amazing products. Well done.
Hey,
Thank
thanks
you.
for having us.
All
happy to be
treats,
here.
no
ladies.
tricks.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We stand Taylor.
Mhm.
We
Yes,
stand
we do.
Lindsay and Courtney. We stand Lindsay and
Mhm.
Courtney.
Mhm.
Blonde girls forever.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
That's the
Thank
spin-off
you.
podcast coming soon from Greenway. Blonde girls forever.